Welcome back, everyone, and I thought I'd take some time to update you guys on the DeSean Jackson situation. Certainly a lot has changed since my last update. He's been released by the Eagles. We all know this by now. He gets released late last week. They couldn't find a trade partner. Then late last week, right after he was released, you have rumblings and actually stories printed, in publications that he has possible gang affiliation with some friends that he keeps where he grew up in the Los Angeles area. And all I have to say about the gang stuff is I don't know if DeSean Jackson was in a gang. You don't know if DeSean Jackson was in a gang. The bottom line is, okay, the Eagles released a guy who had 83 receptions, 1,300 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Even with those stats, he's not a guy they even wanted around. And they have their reasons for doing so, but he's not a member of the Eagles now. So we move on from that. Who were some legit contenders for him? You're hearing the Redskins. Look, the Redskins only have $6.5 million. They're only $6.5 million under the cap. They just signed Ryan Clark right before I started taping this video. So you're looking at a lot of restructuring that would need to take place for DeSean Jackson to go to Washington when he's seeking reportedly between $9 and $10 million a year. He doesn't want a prove-it contract. He wants to get a longer-term deal at $9 to $10 million a year, at least initially. If he is, I think that sort of takes Washington out of the running. Now, some other teams that are intriguing, the Oakland Raiders. They have the cap space. They have the need. DeSean Jackson has familiarity with the Bay Area from playing at Cal. Certainly, I think if the background checks out on DeSean Jackson, reportedly the Raiders running background checks on DeSean Jackson, just like every team is at this point, based on those reports that came out last week. Okay, look, if they like what they hear, I think they could make a substantial offer to Jackson. Will he take it? Will he demand them to pay him a little bit more because he's going into a little bit of a dicey situation in Oakland with an unsettled quarterback situation? Or, does DeSean realize they're taking a little bit of a risk on him as well and sort of meet them halfway? We'll see here, but Oakland, definitely a legit possibility. Also a legit possibility, in my eyes, is the Packers. And I know it's not common for Ted Thompson to really spend big on free agents. He's probably spent bigger on free agents this offseason than really at any time. But if you look at the Packers, they don't have a lot of money devoted to their wide receiver core right now. They have about $13 to $14 million in cap space. And something interesting to remember is DeSean Jackson went to Cal. A large reason he went to Cal, and you can look this up, is when Aaron Rodgers went down to Los Angeles, DeSean Jackson's hometown, to play USC. Aaron Rodgers went in there, beat USC, had a pretty big influence on DeSean Jackson going to Cal in the first place. Now, Aaron Rodgers ended up leaving school early. They never got to play together. Is that a reunion they're interested in, in sort of making happen here? Remember, I think if DeSean Jackson goes to a team where he respects the quarterback and respects the organization, I don't think you'll hear much out of him in terms of groaning, especially a guy that he obviously has a rapport with in Aaron Rodgers. But again, so unlike the Packers to spend that kind of money on a free agent. We'll see, but that's something to keep in mind. Look, the Redskins, if he wants a big deal, I don't see him going there. The Raiders, certainly a possibility. The Packers, a team to keep in mind. The Jets, I don't think when it comes down to it, they're going to take a guy on with those kind of character concerns at that price tag between $9 and $10 million. Another team to keep an eye on is the Bills. They've reportedly shown interest in DeSean Jackson. Another team, though, he's going to want them to pay him a premium to go there. Do you want DeSean Jackson at $9.5, $10 million coming in and influencing your young quarterbacks, putting pressure on them? Otherwise, an unstable quarterback situation in Buffalo, and now you inject a guy like a DeSean Jackson. I think that $9.5 million for the Bills, where they are right now, could be spent on other players and really lengthening out that roster and creating more depth. Guys, let me know where you see DeSean Jackson ending up. I think the front runner has to be the Raiders, all things considered. But watch out for the Redskins if they can create some cap space. Watch out for the Packers, certainly with that connection for Rodgers. And a dark horse in this, an outside shot, maybe the Buffalo Bills. Guys, let me know where you think DeSean Jackson ends up. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. It's completely free. NFL videos here, guys, all year round. We'll start to do a lot of draft stuff starting tomorrow. So I've already done probably 100 draft videos. So be sure to check those out. Thanks as always for listening. Have a great night.